Abortion is the biggest lie that's ever been sold to our generation of women. Let me just get this clear, okay? I've had 3 miscarriages in my life. All 3 were incredibly devastating. All 3 were at very different times in my life. But when I saw that positive pregnancy test, I was ecstatic to be a mother. I personally would never get an abortion, and I was devastated when my babies died. And I'm not saying this to make myself sound better, because I've known so many women in my life that have gotten abortions, and I have always supported their decisions. And I see so many people say, look up what an aborted fetus looks like. Isn't that horrible? You know what's more horrible to me? Somebody being forced to be a parent when they either don't want to be, don't have the means to be. That is horrible. I'm also an adopted child, and I was always gaslit into thinking that because I'm adopted, that means I have to be pro-life. And me and my older sister are 18 months apart, my biological older sister. Our biological mom, who I have a deep relationship with, I see her 3 to 4 times every single year. I talk to her all the time. Like, she is my mother. I love her. I was lucky enough to have an open adoption. But she is relentlessly pro-life. And I literally told her, I was like, you know what? It's very easy for you to be pro-life when you didn't give a shit about what happened to me or my sister after you birthed us. You're pro-birth. Because after you birthed us, you still chose drugs. You still chose to give us up or lose us to the state. It's very easy for you to say that you're pro-life because you just were pro-birth and you didn't give a fuck about being a parent. Because you weren't ready to be a parent, you didn't have the financial means to be a parent, so you put me up for adoption, and my sister got lost to the state because you were unfit for motherhood. What scares me more is women who are not in any place to be mothers being forced to become mothers, because 9 times out of 10, that perpetuates way more fucking trauma than a woman getting an abortion. Because you're not only traumatizing yourself by going through a pregnancy that you might not want, you're traumatizing a child who is going to become sentient and is going to be a byproduct of a decision that you didn't want to make in the first place. Also, for those of you saying like, oh, it's a lie because we bring sold that motherhood is a burden. Motherhood is absolutely a burden. Motherhood is not for the weak. It is not easy. It is not light or fun. And yes, like, the good in motherhood obviously outweighs the bad if that's what you want. If you wanted to be a mother, don't let anybody gaslight you into thinking that if you have a baby, like, it'll all be okay and your life's not going to change. You're not going to have time for yourself. Your body's going to change. There is another human being that is completely dependent on you all the fucking time. And if you can't take care of yourself, you are extra not going to be able to take care of yourself when you have a kid, which means that all the ways you should have been taking care of yourself are going to be pushed down because you're going to be forced to take care of a child, as you should. And if you aren't smart and going to therapy, that turns into resentment. That's just the fucking truth of the matter. For fathers and mothers, there's an immense amount of sacrifice, and that sacrifice is a burden. Those are just my thoughts. Thank you.